Our next group will be Democratic candidates for Lake County Sheriff. The Lake County Sheriff serves as a countywide law enforcement officer, is responsible for crime prevention, patrol, traffic enforcement, criminal investigation, scientific evidence collection, arrest of criminals, searches and seizures, and all of the requirements of contemporary police work. The county sheriff does not do the work of municipal police departments, but can provide support. The sheriff's office does serve as the chief law enforcement agency in unincorporated areas of the county, is my understanding, where no other agencies exist. So our candidates for Lake County Sheriff are Edward Jenkins, Stephen Flores, Maria Garcia Trejkovic, Jason Gore, Jerry Williams, and John Gregory or Jack Sanchez. So I'm asking the candidates to leave the room, and Edward Jenkins can stay and go first.
Good evening. I'm Edward Jenkins, and I'll be running for the office of Lake County Sheriff. I'm currently the Deputy Chief of the Lake County Sheriff's Department, where I've served just short of 30 years. A little bit about myself: I was born and raised in the fantastic city of Gary. I'm a graduate of Gary Roosevelt High School, married to my wife for just short of 31 years. We have 4 children, 1 grandchild. In my time, I like to tell people that excuse me, I am the American dream that came true. I started at the county cutting grass. Eventually, I got hired in the jail, where I served in the jail a couple of years, eventually working my way up to the police department. In my time on the police department, I worked everything from patrol to CSI to civil to investigations. There is not one city or town in Lake County I have not been a police officer in. I tell people that I've been a police officer from the lake to the river, from the state line to the county line, for just short of 30 years. I've done a lot of good work as far as helping people, all the citizens of Lake County. What are my goals for sheriff of Lake County? Right now in Lake County, there is, as far as law enforcement is concerned, there's a dying interest as far as law enforcement is concerned. One of the things we need to do is get young people back interested in getting into law enforcement. Our jail currently is budgeted for 222 correctional officers. We currently sit at 150. We have to find a way to get young people back interested in law enforcement. Secondly, I would like to have, we do have a no-kill animal shelter, but I'd like to expound on it. I would also like to start animal abuse registry, where if you abuse an animal, you go into animal abuse registry and you can no longer own a pet. Secondly, we found that a lot of our young people are being bullied. Bullied to the point where people, they don't feel like they're being heard, and young people are committing suicide. So one of the things I would like to do would be have a hotline where young people can call in, or somebody can call in anonymously, be hooked with a qualified mental health professional, work with schools, the families, to make sure that no young person hurts themselves ever again. Vivitrol. What is Vivitrol? Vivitrol is for those people who suffer from opioid or fentanyl addictions. When we need to get these citizens back productive in our society. Mental health awareness. Mental health awareness is very important. It should never involve or result in deadly confrontation with police officers. So let's make sure that we protect those who suffer from mental health issues and make sure we continue to get them back productive members of society. As the sheriff, I would do everything I could to make sure all of our Lake County citizens are safe. Everybody will receive the same treatment from the lake to the river, from the state line to the county line. I ask for your endorsement. I ask for your support. All I ask is that on May 5th, you remember Edward Jenkins, number 1 on the ballot, number 1 in your heart. Thank you for your time.
Now we're going to hear from Stephen Flores.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Stephen Flores, Chief of Police in St. John. Just real quick, I want to take a moment. Yesterday, I was unable to attend the Hammond Precinct Organization's meeting because of the storms that came in yesterday. As the police chief in St. John, I felt it was my obligation to stay there with the men and women that were there to protect the town. And we were supposed to be getting hit. We didn't know what to expect. So I stayed back, stayed with them and monitored what was happening. So sorry for not being there. Again, I'm Stephen Flores. I grew up in the city of Chicago, the son of 3 boys, son of Roberta and Gus Flores, married to my wife, Gail. We live in St. John. Been the police chief in St. John now for 7 years, been a police officer for 25. So with my experience, I was a patrol officer, canine handler, detective, moved up through the ranks as a sergeant commander, to deputy commander in Northwest Indiana Major Crimes Task Force. So my experience, I believe, coming into the Lake County Sheriff's Department, it gives me the advantage and gives me what I need to bring the Lake County Sheriff's Department forward. I'm big on collaboration. I'm the president of the District 1 Law Enforcement Council, the vice president of the Indiana Association of Chiefs of Police, the president of the Northwest Regional SWAT Team, the president for our South County Crash Reconstruction Team. And I tell you that because collaboration is huge. And in those roles that I sit in, I work with all the agencies throughout this county and throughout the state of Indiana every single day. So that's important for the sheriff, is to bring everybody together, bring everybody to the table, because we're better together than we are by ourselves. So my proven leadership, I'm selected from my peers to sit in those roles. If they didn't believe in you, didn't believe in what you can do, they wouldn't put you in those spots. So I think with those positions that I fill and positions that I do, gives me the opportunity to work with all the agencies. I'm not an officer or a chief that leads from behind a desk. I still suit up. I still get out there. I still stop cars. I take reports, and I get out there and work with the men and women that are out on the street. That gives me a better understanding of what's happening on the road and what's happening with the police department and what's happening with the officers. It gives me a better understanding that we have to make better decisions, not only for the police department, but for the community itself. So me being out there, being with them, I think is extremely important. The last thing is dedication. You're not going to find anyone more dedicated than I am to this job and what I do. This is something I wanted to do since I was a kid. I was also a volunteer fireman. I worked at the Lake County Juvenile Center, and with the experience I had in those two roles, prepared me for where I'm at today. This is something that I wanted to do and living my dream every single day. People ask me what separates me from all the other candidates is the job that the sheriff has to do on a daily basis. I'm already doing a lot of it. So I can link starting day one, boots on the ground, because I have those relationships downstate. I always go down there and work with legislators, working on bills. So day one, I can hit the ground running. Don't have to waste time establishing relationships because I already have. So I humbly ask for your support and your vote on May 5th or earlier, whichever you decide to do. And I'm Stephen Flores, candidate for Lake County Sheriff. Thank you very much.
And now we're going to hear from Maria Garcia Tregovich.
Everyone, good evening. My name is Maria Garcia Tregovich, and I am a police officer with the Lake County Sheriff's Department. I was a single mom for 20 years. I raised 4 children by myself. I was lucky enough to be blessed to get a job in jail records, then asked to apply for the Sheriff's Department, which I did. In 27 years today, here I am. I want to start with this first. It's exciting when you're raising your children and you're cheering them on and you're saying, good job, and I love what you're doing. Well, fast forward again, my kids are here. My oldest is 43. And she says, Mom, you're doing so good. I'm so proud of you. And I said, wow, that reminds me of what I did for them. So, it's kind of nice how you raise your children, how your children are apples from the tree. With the Sheriff's Department, in my 27 years, I've been in several different divisions. I'm the unicorn here, folks. I'm still in a uniform, in a marked unit, boots on, dealing with the public. That's what I do every day. Not by choice, not when I want to do it, because I have to do it. And I still enjoy doing it. My encounters are with autistic individuals, with mental individuals that have mental illness, with elderly, with veterans, with all walks of life, every day of my job at work. And what I do is I try to teach. With each one of them is treat it with dignity, the way I expect to be treated and the way I expect everybody to treat my family. I've been a patrol. I've been in the drug task force. I've been in property management. I've transported prisoners. I've been in communications where I work 911 with the operators and served very well because I was a police officer and able to be on the phone on these hot calls with these people who had desperate things going on in their lives that I got to assist with. Along with that, I've also been in the several different civil divisions where I'm currently at, where I manage evictions, reclevens, and protective orders. And also, if the bad guy's there, I go there with another officer, not 10, not SWAT, but us to go pull them out. In the last 2 years, I was transferred between patrol and between VU unit. And with those two, from January to June, when I was there, 250 tickets I wrote, good tickets stuck, had a few go to court, none dismissed. Also, after that, they sent me to the Special Victims Unit again. The 17th of March, I will be going. I got 5 felonies, and that guy's going to do some prison time from a case I did in 8 months. What I see in the sheriff's department is something that I am and only I can do because I know the operations. I'm the only one that's been there from the ground up. And I know what needs to be done with the money that it's allocated and going in the right direction with mental health, with the commissary, with the medical. A lot of money moving around. We got consultants over consultants not needed. And with that money being moved around, I'd like to move it in other directions because we have a huge problem with that. I am the person, won't be behind the desk, but I will be watching over what the sheriff should be doing. I'll be watching my officers, making sure they're mentally and physically fit because I will take care of them to make sure that they're serving the needs that what we swore to do on day one, to serve and protect. And I will make sure every officer that walked in excited they had that shiny badge and happy to wear the uniform when they exit and retire, they leave with the same attitude because I am that person. I am that sheriff. Thank you so much. Number 5.
Now we're going to hear from Jason Gore.
Good evening, everybody. Thank you for allowing me to come into your house and talk. My name is Jason Gore. A little bit about myself. I was born and raised in Hammond. I'm 53 years old. I've been married to my wife for nearly 20 years. I have 2 sons and 3 grandchildren. Professionally, I've been in law enforcement for 27 years. My first 6 years, I spent with the Maryville Police Department, 2 years of patrol, 4 years undercover with DEA. 2004, I got hired as a special agent with the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, and Firearms, ATF. I was assigned to work violent crime. In that time, I have worked the most significant violent crime cases in this county, investigating organized crime and gangs. As a supervisory special agent, I led investigations into these same organizations, taking hundreds of gang members off the street and solving 40 homicides, all here in the Northern District, all here in Hammond, East Chicago, and Gary, Indiana. As your next sheriff, this is what I propose to do. First of all, I want to make Lake County a safer place to live and work. And how do you achieve that? By building a world-class police organization that is ready to work, to restore the trust in the public, to partner with their local partners, to professionally develop, train, and treat the men and women of the Sheriff's Department with the dignity that they deserve, and to fight crime every day. That is what our mission will be under my control. Our jail, frankly, needs a whole lot of work, and we're going to tackle that and start bringing some more bodies in there and making the Lake County Jail the place that it could be. Because we can't house people, well, we can't arrest our way out of our problems, and if we can't house people, we certainly cannot arrest people. Additionally, I will work on transparency, making sure that the things that we do with and around the Sheriff's Department are available to you. That includes commissary, that includes working with the public, that includes the day-to-day operations. It'll be available to you as a citizen to review and look at. Commissary funds will be managed in an appropriate and right way. It will be reported quarterly on the sheriff's website, and I will provide those reports to the Lake County Council and to the Lake County Commissioners quarterly. Our goal is to tackle the problems that are going on in Lake County. Now, if you look at Munster, Highland, and Griffith, these are the communities. You guys are phenomenal communities, and the public safety is what builds your community and what will maintain your community. And working with the men and women of those police departments is crucial. It's something that I've already done. But we have to tackle things like cross-border violence, people coming over here and acting a fool. We have to look at fentanyl overdoses. We have to keep our thumb on gangs coming into our area and acting up. These are the things that I will focus on. These are the things that I've been able to do throughout my career, and I will continue as your next sheriff. So again, my name is Jason Gore, and as for your vote on May 5, please come out and vote, and thank you for your time.
Next, we're going to hear from Jerry Williams.
Good evening, and good evening again. Again, my name is Jerry Williams. I grew up right here on the east side of Gary, lifelong resident of Lake County. My wife, Doris, and I graduated from Horseman High School. We got 7 kids, 4 boys and 3 girls. My 3 of my sons are both all police officers, one here in the Lake County area, and I have identical twin sons that are troopers down in the Indianapolis area. 10 grandkids and 4 great-grandkids. Let me briefly talk about my law enforcement journey. I've been with the state police now for 32 years. I started out as a correction officer with the Lake County Sheriff Department. In my journey here with the state police in and of itself, I've done everything from road patrol all the way up to include sitting on our executive staff. I've just about experienced every rank within our agency, from a sergeant to the first sergeant to a lieutenant, district commander here in the local district here, which is the second largest district in the state of Indiana, 7 counties to include Lake County. I served approximately 12 years on our executive staff, and I was in charge of our logistics. You say, what is logistics? That's everything that we do with the state police. Cars, guns, helicopters, airplanes, and the likes. Over $400 million in daily assets and the budgets related to those assets. I also spent a short stint here under Governor Holcomb and Superintendent Carter of the state police. 18 months I've spent up here with Gary, helping to work with our Gary Police Department to restructure the agency and bring about some best practices within the agency. I currently now sit as our commander of our Capitol Police section with the state police down in Indianapolis, responsible for everything to include the governor's security, governor's mansion, our state capitals, etc., and the likes. Let me talk a little bit about what I hope to do for you as if elected your next sheriff. The first thing we're going to do is day one, we're going to set a policy in place that says no employee within the sheriff department will be allowed to participate in my campaign efforts. We will make sure that we do a top-down and upside-down audit of everything that makes the sheriff department run. That will include an intensive analysis of everything that happens within the sheriff department, the patrol capacity, the civilian capacity, to include the jail where I started at when I tell you that they need some help in that jail. And we can bring that help to them. Let's address the elephants in the room. I started out this campaign over 2 years ago, talking about being tough on crime. I meant that and I still stand by that. Crime fighting will be our #1 mission. Secondly, we'll bring some professionalism, accountability, and transparency to the sheriff department. This commissary issue, no matter what it is and how it's broken down, I promise you that'll never happen on our watch. I've been very vocal about bias. What we are witnessing, ladies and gentlemen, is setting us back as a community 60 years. Last Sunday was 61 years ago, it was Bloody Sunday, where they used fire hoses and biting dogs and billy clubs to beat people down. Today, they're using guns, mace, chemical agents to do the exact same thing today on our people. And when they leave, local law enforcement will have to put these pieces back together. We got to find a way to put our communities back together. And I promise you, I'll be on the front line addressing those issues with these ICE folks to make sure that they don't come in our communities treating our folks like they're less than human. I ask for your support. I ask for your consideration. I ask for you and invite you to go on our website, look at our history, look at my complete journey within law enforcement in and of itself. And I promise you, I'm well equipped to go in there day one to address all of these issues within the sheriff department and bring some accountability, the professionalism that it so deserves. Thank you.
And our last candidate for Lake County Sheriff, Jack Sanchez.
Good evening, everybody. My name is Jack Sanchez. I'd like to thank you all for coming out this evening. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to speak to all of you. First and foremost, real quick, thoughts and prayers go out to anybody that was affected by the storms last night. A lot of people without power down in South County. Thinking about them tonight. All right, getting to business here. Like I previously stated, I'm Jack Sanchez. I'm running for Lake County Sheriff. I actually grew up down the road just a little bit here in Munster. I'm a husband. I'm a father of 2 beautiful children, my daughters, and I'm a current member of the Special Operations Response Team. I'm a certified training officer, and I'm a pepperball instructor with the Lake County Sheriff's Department. I've also served as the former director of the Lake County Animal Control Shelter and as a bailiff in the Lake County Division I courtroom. During COVID, I helped launch our Zoom video court hearing program to keep our judicial system moving forward during the pandemic. And in the summer of 2020, I was on the front lines defending our communities during the civil unrest. Protecting our most vulnerable will be a top priority for a Sanchez administration. That's why I launched the Lake County Cyber Safe Initiative. That's going to piggyback and boost off of our ICAC, the Internet Crimes Against Children Unit's efforts to fight online predators and all online fraud. We'll also be ramping up education and prevention for all Lake County residents. Another top priority will be addressing our jail, which is currently overcrowded and it's critically understaffed. The current situation is simply unacceptable and it's in need of serious reform. That's why starting on day one, I'll get to work to fix that jail with my 100-day action plan. I've got insider insight that nobody else has. I'm not just going to step into this office. I'm going to open the doors with real transparency. That's why I'll invite the judges, the county council, and the press into the facility to tour the entire facility on day one. We'll let everybody see exactly what we're up against, and then we'll invite them back within 100 days. And we'll show them the progress we've made, because true accountability starts at the top. Our officers and our citizens deserve better leadership. We will continue to modernize with cutting-edge technology, predictive analytics. We will expand the use of non-lethal and less lethal intervention options. Let me get to something real important here. I believe in true public service. That is why tonight, and in the spirit of a little friendly competition, I'd like to issue a challenge. I will donate $10,000 of my share of salary every year. That's going to be $40,000 over the course of my first term. I will donate that right back to the Lake County Animal Control Shelter. Real public service starts with personal sacrifice, and that's what I'm about. I hope that the other candidates will meet or even raise the stakes to that challenge. I know that those animals and the dedicated staff there sure would appreciate it. Look, I'm committed to reforming this department from within, building community trust, defending constitutional rights, and delivering real public service without federal overreach or outsider influence. My administration will stand on the 3 I's of success. That's intensity, integrity, and intelligence. We'll be policing with purpose, not politics. I'm Jack Sanchez. I'm humbly asking you for your vote in the Maine Democratic primary. Together, I know we can make Lake County safe, strong, and just for all. Thank you. Please consider me. I'm the anti-establishment candidate. I'm not a politician. I'm a frontline fighter who pulls 16-hour days every day. That's why I haven't been to a lot of other candidates nice, but I'm here. I'd like you all to know that I'm going to keep fighting for the citizens of Lake County. I'm the youngest candidate. No one will work harder for longer days to keep you and your family safe than me. Thank you all. Please consider me. I'd love to speak with you. I could get into much more detail about our plans than I can here tonight. Thank you. God bless you all. Be safe.
Thank you. And thank you to all of our Democratic candidates for Lake County Sheriff.